What's up, fellow collectors? P-Rockzilla back again for another review, and today we're going to take a look at the Aniplex BUZZmod Giyu Tomioka from the famous anime Demon Slayer. And if my mind serves me correctly, this is the first of the Hashiras that appeared in the anime, and he was the first guy that had that cool art style when he uses water effect. It kind of made me excited to see what other art styles they can use for the other characters in the anime. And that's one of the reasons I love the anime so far, is because the way they have that flashy art style when they use the special effects. I haven't seen in many other animes, at least currently. He's a quiet guy. He seemed cool in the anime. Then he only showed up in season 1. I'm trying to recall if I think he did show up a little bit in season 2 in the beginning, but not much from him there as they jumped around to other characters going forward. But this guy did slip through my cracks in my orders, so not sure how that happened. But I have to have patience, so with patience, I finally did have him come into my collection. So I'm super excited to get this review started. Dale. So let's take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. So of course, here you have all the Aniplex BUZZmod information, Demon Slayer logo, Giyu's name there, nice cool pose of the figure. On the side, Demon Slayer, BUZZmod, and the back, get a nice picture of some of the accessories that come with the figure and some of the poses you can accomplish with the figure. This is one reason I like the BUZZmod ones, because to me, I think they have a little more better articulation than the Figmas, but the Figmas are still good too. I'm not sure, I'm trying to remember if there's a Figma version of this guy. I know there more likely is, but I don't think he came out yet. I got to double check my pre-orders. Got the legal information out here, can't read none of that stuff. BUZZmod on the side, Demon Slayer again, Demon Slayer again. Alright, let's get this dude out the box. Once you get the figure out the box, get the box out the way, you greet it with the clamshell here. And the clamshell, you have two layers. You have the top layer that has the figure and half the accessories with the robe. And then you have the bottom clamshell that has the special effects, the blast effects, and the little, I forgot, the pillow, and then the knees to use, have him bending onto the pillow. Alright, so not too much here, so let's go ahead and get him and all the accessories out so we can take a close look in good detail. There we have Giyu laid out with all the accessories that come in the package, minus the manual. So of course, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure first. And this guy, I mean, from the other ones I had so far, he's the one I would say that has the shoulder joints hidden a little bit best compared to the other ones, but they all have that same amazing Yamaguchi type shoulders right there. But as far as the way he looks from the anime, this looks exactly like him. Got the nice little logo right there in the back. The way his hair is in the ponytail with the little spikes everywhere. That look he has on his face most of the time, so that looks just like him from the anime. This color on the belt, on the buckles. The pants, little colors right here. The buttons right here in the back of his shins. And then the sandals. Alright, so I gotta say, these are the only people I give like leeway with wearing socks with sandals, because they're running around all over the place, so I understand that. You're not going to Walmart with socks and sandals. Alright. So let's go ahead and get the articulation on the figure. So here we go. So head, you would have to basically look down more to kind of spread the head. Well, it doesn't even go all the way around. Alright, so that's good. Well, it does because the hair. Alright. So the hair is hitting it, so it is preventing it from going all the way around. He can look pretty far up even with the ponytail there, so that's good. He can look really far down. Very good too. And then the arms, you have to basically move it up a little bit, and you can actually bring them fully. Oh, feels a little loose there. There we go. There we go. There we go. So you can get the T-pose going on. You can do the T-pose. And let's see. Don't get double bend in the arms. You only get single bend. So kind of sucks there, but it's all good. And then let's see. You get swivel at the elbow. The hands swivel all the way around. Or spin all the way around. You get swivel at the wrist. Same thing with that hand. Let's see how far it can go forward. So you can go pretty far up. More likely to do the full 360, but I have bad luck with that 360 stuff, so I'm not trying to pull that. Test my luck this day. All right, so you could go forward, far back. All right, now the waist portions You could go sideways, not really full. I don't want to test it too much if I go full 360, like I said earlier. But you do get 2 points of articulation at the waist. You get the lower, like the stomach area, and then you get the lower chest area. So it gives you good range of articulation right there. He can, let's see how far back he can bend. He can do the back bend very good. And ab crunch, very good also. So good articulation so far, which is a plus for me. I love me my articulation. The legs, these don't slide down. So this is usually like the part that restrains on the other figures, that big like diaper type area. So let's see. He could do the split. So Giyu can do the frog pose right here. He can move down. You get somewhat limited articulation because of the rubbing on the pants. So let's see if you go backwards. So he could do somewhat of a gymnastic split right there. Then let's see the knees. The knees, and I like that because you don't see, and just like I said, this is the, in my opinion, between the Figmas and the BUZZmod ones, this is the part that I like more on the BUZZmods, that they actually hide the joints a little bit better. So that's good bend right there. You don't get the full double bend in the knee, but you do get the hidden joint. You hear that right there? All right, so this one, my leg is a little bit funky on this one. If you notice right there, see that little gap there? I don't have that one, that problem with this one right here, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I don't feel like this is moving, so I'm getting a little restriction there. At the shins, you do get a little bit pivot at the hips. And then the feet do go sideways. You get a little bit, some swivel at the ankle right there. The feet can go about that far up, this far down, and you do, always a plus, get toe articulation. All right, so that's the articulation so far with Giyu, and I do like it. A little bit hindered the legs, but whatever, it's all right. Can't have the perfect figure. I mean, I wish I could, but we all can wish. So let's go ahead and look at the accessories he comes with. And first of all, I love the swords. So this sword right here, sorry, burped real quick. I love the fact that each sword is different with its own paint scheme and the type of symbols and stuff it has there. And blue is one of my favorite colors, so I love the way this reflects into the light. I love that blue going through the blade, around the wrappings right here, underneath the wrappings, and the little symbols right there. See how the symbols are colored halfway through too? Love that. This side doesn't have the symbols, so that's good too. So that's the unsheathed sword. This is the sheath sword. You would have to basically put it right there. And this is how you would detach it. Like the little paint effect in the bottom. Applied over here in the bottom. Nice little gold trim there. And then you do get the different face sculpts. You get the closed eyes, so when he's basically sitting on his pillow. You get the action screaming face. Then you do get the swappable legs to have him sitting on the pillow. Basically, it would go just like this. You see the indentation right there fits it perfectly. So it has that nice effect where the pillow is sinking in as he sits on it. So I like that a lot. I don't really use these because these are cool. I guess if you have like them all sitting in the pose, or you want to do like a picture type thing where you have them all sitting in the pillows, maybe like in class learning or something. But for final poses in my display, I don't think I'm ever going to use these pillows. But it's a cool thing to give us in the side. So you got the pillow there. It's a hard plastic. It's not soft at all. Then you have his robe, which they all have the robes. And this one has a unique different color pattern on his. That's another thing with the anime I like. They all have different color patterns and different type of robes. And this is wired. I feel the wire. Is it wired in here? There's no wiring in the sleeves. Is there? Let's see. Huh? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, well, no, it's not. But there is wire all across the outside portion. I feel like going all the way through here and around the robe. So you do have some bendy wire there to make some dynamic poses and articulation with the jacket or the robe. Then you have the separate hands. You have the two sword wielding hands. Then you have the two open hands. And then you have the two closed fists. Then he does come with the water effect, which I like this. Right there, you get the nice color paint there. You get to see like the little foam on top of the water, the slashing. And then if you see here, you could actually detach this portion right here too. So this is more like you attach it right here. There's a peg right here, and then the hole's right there. Plug it in right there. And that's how you can kind of mess around with the water effect he has there. I do like to have the foam and the bubbles all across the water slash. And like I said, man, when I first saw this in the anime, man, I was like, what? That's crazy the way they did the art style on that. So let's just see something real quick. I want to see if we can swap the face out real quick. So same thing with most of these figures. We'll take the bang out first. And then when you take the bangs out, you do get the whole head that comes out. So let's go ahead and put that here. I'll just do a quick swap right here. Just to kind of get the size comparison. But let's go ahead and swap that out real quick. And then let's attach this right here to the head again. And just slide that in. And be careful because the hair is very pointy. So I did kind of prick myself earlier when I was trying to mess around with this. And there you go. So that's how you swap out the faces. Very easy, but a little bit dangerous. Like I said, you could draw some blood here. All right, so we looked at all the accessories that come with the figure and the figure. So let's go ahead and get some size comparisons started. All right, so there we have Giyu standing there, half asleep or maybe just concentrating, but ready for a size comparison. So let's go ahead and bring in a Figma Kirishima from My Hero Academia. And let's go ahead and bring in one more Figma, and this is the Figma Inosuke from Demon Slayer. Yeah, yo, my boy. So let's go ahead and bring in two other figures from different lines, and this is gonna be the Storm Collectibles, my favorite wrestler ever, compared next to Sting and Great Muta. And this is gonna be Jushin Thunder Liger from Storm Collectibles. So there's Jushin Thunder Liger. Now let's bring in a Hot Toys figure, and this is gonna be the Hot Toys Wicket. So let's go ahead and move this a little bit over so we can squeeze Wicket in there, little chubby boy there. There we go. There goes my boy Wicket. So now you get a good size comparison of Giyu with other figures within different lines, but within the same IP in a way, and stuff completely different. All right, let's go ahead and get the final thoughts and final poses. One thing I want to bring up is I didn't know until I started messing around with the figure that the actual ponytail can be articulated. It can swivel and pivot, so that's a good thing to know. So now you can definitely basically have the head do 360 if you want to go that route. You basically have to, as you can see there, I did articulate the ponytail going upwards more, so I can have a little bit more of a kind of a wind effect going with the robe on the floor and everything there. So there we have Giyu there, staying there, basically ready to get into action, as he's always been calm, cool, collective type character. So he's just there with the eyes closed, just kind of just calmly getting ready for battle. And I like the fact that that ponytail does articulate. That's definitely a plus, because it was kind of hindering some of the articulation I was trying to get before I even put that jacket, the robe on. So once I get that robe on, that articulation of the ponytail is going to help and make the robe be applied to the character a lot more easier. So good thing to know. I just wanted to point that out before I want to continue with the review. We finally have him in an action pose next to Link, battling Link, one of my other favorite characters from the video game route. Now, one thing I did come across too also was the joints on the waist, basically the leg portions right there, mine were pretty loose when you try to swivel it. So when I was trying to get this pose here, that left leg was kind of swiveling all over the place, so it kept falling over. So one negative there is basically that joint's a little bit loose at the waist and the hips. But other than that, I mean, as you can see, I was finally able to get the pose done. And not only that, it's on a turntable. So he is kind of, balancing fine, not falling over. And he could get these awesome battle dynamic poses. Something like I said before, compared to the Figmas, I feel like these have a little more articulation. But like I said, the Figmas are still awesome in their own way. So, nothing bad between the both. But these are the ones that, when I display these, my BUZZmod ones are usually the ones I keep in dynamic pose, while the Figma ones I tend to keep more of like the kind of like a more static semi-dynamic pose, kind of like what they resemble on their funny side of the anime. But I love it, man. I love when I can get figures just like this. I would love to kind of keep it in the pose like this in my display, but that's something that once I get my module cases, and I get more spare space, I do want to keep some of my smaller scale, even some of my bigger scale ones, in kind of like battle type scenes and stuff like that. So this is something to look forward to the future. And now I'm happy to have Giyu part of the set I have so far. As of right now, there's -1 that I did miss that I do have to pick up. These are the ones that were released so far from BUZZmod and the Demon Slayer line, and man, do they look good together. I said it before, I think the effect parts on the BUZZmod ones are a little more dynamic and better than the Figma ones, because the Figma ones that are dynamic, you do need to have them on poles and stands, so that can take up space in your display. These, yes, they're a little bit big, but doesn't take that much space in your display if you pose them just right, as I'm doing right here. These guys, I wish I could kind of leave them like this as a final display, like in my display, but I do need the turntable for reviews. But I can't wait to have these all lined up in the shelf. The way I have mine set up is basically I have the Figma ones kind of standing behind them, like the more of the younger cartoony looking type poses, and then I have these in the front to just show their effect parts and how they are in action in the anime. And man, like I said already, I love the way these guys look right here. Now, I know there's like, I have what, 2 villains, another hero pre-ordered, and then the one I did miss, so that's 4 more coming up soon. So I don't know how I'm going to fit those 4 in the turntables. I might have to just take turns and take these out and swap out the other 4, because as you can see there, getting a little crowded there, but it's in a good way, because wow, look at that. The electricity, the fire, the water, the claws, all looks cohesive and beautiful to me. But that's your opinion, my opinion, and your opinion, so you guys can take it as you want and get the figure if you feel like it fits in your collection. But to me, I'm a Demon Slayer fan, and I do want to get all of these and most of the Figma ones, so I'm super excited to finally have them all when they do release, and they're gonna look awesome. I'll make sure to add them in my collection tour coming up in October. Hopefully they come out before October, but if not, it is what it is. I'm happy as it is, and I do have patience, so all we have is time and money. So please, if you did like this review, click that bell notification, hit the like, subscribe button, and as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale.